Hi guys, I'm back, and I thought it would be fitting to discuss tonight feral adoption and Tabitha's story. I've loved her from afar for 5 years, 4 or 5 years I've had her. She'll be 6 in March. And I just wanted to share her story and how I got her and all that. Um, I had a feral group of kittens come to me from my mother-in-law, ex-mother-in-law, and she didn't know what to do with them, so I said, "Okay, bring them to me. This is my first time fostering." So, I didn't know what to do with them. I didn't have a cage or anything, so I cleared underneath my kitchen sink. I put a light in there, like a little night light bulb attached to a wire, a safe, and I hung it from the top of the door. Um, I had a fan going on them so they had fresh air, and I had the door cracked so that the air would circulate. I put their litter box in there in one end and their food in another, and I kept it nice, good, and clean for, I think they were in quarantine for about 2 weeks. We got them vaccinated and all fixed, and I managed to keep one, and that was Jasper. Here's a picture of him. Now, I kept Jasper because he had spunk, and I knew he was going to be pretty special boy. I had a feeling, just a gut feeling about him. And he was a firecracker. He hated me. I would come near him, he would hiss and spit at me and then run away. And it took him about 2 months for him to come around. He was watching how my other cats were with me and how they would approach me, and he started approaching me, and he was just the most loving little boy that I had ever had. I had him 5 years ago. I got him when I first moved here, and he was mighty special. So after I got rid of those kittens, I was asked by the nonprofit organization that helped me out with them for food and vetting them and everything. They're called ARC. They asked me, "Hey, you did a really good job with these kittens. Do you want to take on some more?" And I said, "Yeah, sure. Let's see how it goes." And they were feral, and they were, hard to come by. You try to tame them and everything else. But Jasper was the bridge. He was so outgoing. He got in their faces. He got them to play. He pulled out the good in them. He got them to calm down, relax, eat, play, socialize. And I did 25 to 28 fosters in a span of, I think it was like a year and a half. And Tabitha was one of my last ones that came in. And she was just scared all the time, timid. You look at her and she'd run, basically. She hid underneath my hope chest for the longest time. I hardly saw her. She did come out and eat and use the litter box. I had a litter box nearby for her, and she knew where the food was. Yeah, she hid underneath there for a long time. Then she would hide underneath the cradle that I have in the corner of the room. She would hide underneath the couch. She would hide underneath chairs. I had chairs stacked in a corner. She would hide there. And I gave her quite a few months of trying to adjust. Jasper reached her pretty good, but his time was cut out. He had a heart attack. He had what they call as a heart murmur. And a month before he died, I found out that he had a heart murmur. Other than that, you wouldn't have known that he was sick. And unfortunately, he passed away at the age of 3, almost 3. So it was kind of hard on Tabitha and the other ones that were around. So I gave her more time, and then I decided to stop the hiding. So I was taking away her hiding spots. I pushed the um, uh, hope chest. I pushed it closer against the register so she couldn't get there anymore. And then she was behind the cradle for a while, and I took that away from her. And then with the chairs, she was hiding underneath the chairs, and I exposed her, but allowed her to be underneath the chairs. But I was able to see her 24/7 if she was underneath there, and she could see us. So she was getting used to everybody's schedule, comings and goings, and all that. And then I took those chairs away from her. And then she discovered her wooden chair. It's a drafting chair. I have 2 of them. And she would be underneath there. It's open concept, but it was another part of the living room where it wasn't high traffic, but I could still see her. And one of her things is she likes to pick at one of the sides, and to sharpen her nails and all that. And so she would chase her tail, and she would play and everything, but you try to go near her, she would bolt. It was really hard. I had fumigations that I had to do. I had to get my girlfriend up here, who also volunteers for ARC, and we literally had to chase her around the apartment to get her in the cage, and we would have to bring her into the bathroom or get her to run into the bathroom and then put her in the cage that way. And it was hell for her and hell for us. And basically, she was spitting and hissing and biting and scratching, and my girlfriend did get hurt, and I got hurt a few times. She bit me, and I was scared to death. The 2 of us were scared to death of her. And it was really sad situation, and I felt really defeated. I felt really bad that I had to do this to her, but it had to be done. We tried to put her for adoption. We had her in a display cage at the pet store, and she had lookers, but people were just not sure about her, like all the other ones that we had. And she really didn't eat or drink or use the toilet like for a couple of days while being in the cage. So we decided to, give her more time. We tried again a couple months later. No, she wasn't having it. She just was scared, and I don't blame her. I mean, she had a pretty good quiet time here, and then to be put in a cage, being a feral cat, for the public to see, and high traffic going by, no, that wasn't good for her at all. She was scared. So the next step was, okay, well, we have an idea. We're going to place her with a farm and let her be a barn cat, and she can chase the mice away and live a pretty good, feral, open life, and she'll be taken care of. And I thought about it, and I was like, no. I'm up for the challenge. I want to adopt her. And my girlfriend's like, really? I said, yeah, I do. I want to adopt her. I just got something about her that, she needed a family. She was used to being inside. She had a schedule. She walks to the beat of her own drum, but she belonged with us. I didn't want her going to a farm. She had to stay home with us. So I adopted her, and it was like awesome. I was like waving the paperwork, and after I handed over the do-re-mi, and I'm like, this cat's mine, And a year and a half later, finally, moving the food around the apartment closer to me. The cats were eating along. She would come along and eat. The closer, you just inch it closer and closer and closer so that you can expose them to you. And I moved her chair too, because it was over on my side of the wall, and we're talking about 10 feet, 12 feet from here. I finally got her chair, so that she's facing me. She laid down, and, as soon as I would get up off the couch, oh God, she would bolt up and then walk away or run to underneath my kitchen table, my living room table. So that was the deal for the longest time. But she was eating within a few feet of me, not running at, finally, she was laying down and not bolting. And then, it was like 2 years ago, I was like, okay, she's getting comfortable with me. It's time to start grooming her, because I haven't been able to groom her. I wasn't able to groom her for almost 2 years. That's how bad she was. Scared, timid, and she wasn't trusting of me. Every time we had to get a fumigation, she was shoved in a cage. So I was like, finally, boots on the ground. I'm going to get her, and we're going to get groomed, and I'm going to do this. So I brought her into the bathroom. Closed the door, had the mat. I was talking gently to her and brushing her, and she was just so scared. But she never bit me. She never hissed at me. She was just like dead weight. And it's taken 1.5 to 2 years for us to get in a routine where I can grab her every week now and brush her, clean her bottom because she's so chunky, and do her nails. Not a problem. I give her a mummy bath because she can't clean herself properly, like her bottom. So I wet a cloth and I just run it along her first to get the dust from the litter box off of her. And she started purring. About a 1.5 years ago she started purring, and then recently she climbs into my lap while I'm brushing her, and I'll show you that video in a couple of minutes. It's just been such a long journey. I felt defeated at sometimes. I just threw up my hands and just wanted to give up, but I kept on getting her in her face and trying to pet her, and then she would walk away, and then I'd try again and try again. I do it every day, getting in her face and knowing that it's okay, mommy's okay, I smell okay, I'm not going to hurt you. It takes a lot of coaxing with feral cats, I'm telling you. She was the most extreme case that I've ever had, and I feel like I've won finally. You've got to have a lot of patience, a lot of understanding. You've got to be able to read them. When you get your feral cat from a rescue, because that's where you usually get them, or you happen to get them from outside, they're roaming around your backyard, make sure you get them fixed. If you don't get them fixed, they want to roam. Females and males, when they get in the heat, they want to take off, and that's one thing that you don't want. You don't want to put in the effort and then have your cat bugger off because they're in heat. You want to get them their vaccines into them as well. You want to get them microchipped. If they happen to step out on you and somebody gets them, then they can screen and see where they came from. Best way to do it, I think it's like 10 or 20 bucks. Best investment you can ever do. You want them to make them feel safe, that they're cared for and they're loved, and you got to give them time, a lot of time, and they will come around. They may not be a lap cat, they may and they may not, but you've got to accept that. That's what you get with feral cats. The big payoff is that, at the end of it all, you have a wonderful cat that you've saved from the streets or a barn, and they love you to death, and you can appreciate that 100%. I'm looking at my notes here. That's about it. I think I've covered everything. So yeah, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, throw them in the comment section. I'll get back to you. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Share this video with your friends and family. And I'll see you guys next on the next video. Blessings. Bye.